Muted. Like I don't see why you didn't just like look at the screen.
I don't understand the iPhone at
It
all.
literally has like a mic on like a regular looking mic.
I didn't even set it up. Why would I? Why is that we talking about me?
Why is it you get so defensive? We're trying to solve the problem, right? So you came over here and then you were fixing the phone straight, and I was like, did you? And you were like, what does tapping on the phone do, right? And you were over there. It just had a
You want to
mic.
switch back to those mics? I'm just baffled that you even looked at me and said you should have. I'm like, I should have did what? What?
Tap. Look at the mic.
Why you want to do that?
I just did because this is the second time I came up. The reason I told you for it was because when when he had said tap the screen, you were like, "What the fuck does tapping the screen got to do with it?" But that
Because
was
I obviously didn't know what he was
I know. So now I'm saying there's literally a mic on the screen with an X on the mic, and you're like, "Well, I don't know iPhones," and I'm like, "It's just a regular looking mic."
I'm just like, why is that a me thing?
Because if you didn't come over here and try to straighten it up, I wouldn't have felt like that. I would have gone back over there and started messing with it a little bit more.
I
But
mean,
because you had said that tap
we
this.
had got up to like 30 people watching. They all left over there. 5 people watching now. Thanks for the likes. 4 people who's in here still.
All right, guys. So we're now back. It's actually working, and
Is it working now?
well,
Actually,
I think it should be. I mean, if it's not, man,
I
then
need
don't start, Max.
I
Right?
need to start researching.
I just need chocolate. I just need chocolate. I'm gonna go get some chocolate soon. I'm gonna calm myself down with chocolate.
I must put it on my collar. It's too far from my mouth. Why? I get too loud. I like the
Why don't you just follow instructions sometimes? That's help.
Oh my god. Oh, all right.
The audience is telling you, maybe we don't hear you. You need to hear them say that instead.
All right. All right.
Thank you, guys. You guys actually got us, up and operating.
Talk about some good boy. Yeah, I don't like you.
Bro, this dog has issues. She only comes to sit here when we're doing the podcast. If we're not doing the podcast, she's not gonna come here. She's not gonna sit all day on this couch. But as soon as we're doing it, she's like, "Oh, I want to be in between you guys, and you're gonna love me, and I'm gonna lay on you and sleep." She's so spoiled, so spoiled.
All right. So, did you have a topic you want to talk about today, or
No, I'll find
anything?
some stuff along the way. I do have
Find
some
some
stuff,
stuff.
but
All right,
not right now.
we could look up some stuff. Um, I'll talk about the couple topics I have for the day. All right. So, did you hear about the 2 people who were arrested in California in the Palisades for impersonating firefighters?
Wasn't that a long time ago?
N-
They've
No,
been impersonating firefighters since like a long time ago.
no. These 2 people recently literally had their own fire truck and everything.
Yeah.
No, this was different. I'm telling you, this is not the same as most people who was impersonating firefighters. They had
Look,
all kind of
look.
tools and
All I know is they were saying impersonating firefighter with firefighting gear. That's what I heard. I ain't there, so I don't know nothing else. If there's more, then I
no,
guess
these
there's
people
more.
have been doing it. They've been doing it in the same area for a long time and haven't been caught. They finally caught them. And the reason they haven't been caught is because they've been driving around in a legit fire truck. Talking about they're from Oregon. They're the um I can't remember the name of it. Can't remember the name of what that truck said, but it was some different shit. But I'm pretty sure they were looting houses and shit like that. But
Yo, I'm gonna sound every time I say it, I'm gonna sound bad for saying it. I sound terrible. I know when I think that I should just not say what I have to say.
down to
To one person. Yep, that's the whole point of when you do something on a podcast. Start off like, oh, we gotta have our topics and stuff.
they ain't got nothing to do with topics. We was mute for fucking. The first half. Um, Bonjour. What up, bro? So, yeah, I know people wasn't trying to quote unquote impersonate firefighters, but it wasn't the same thing as this. I literally listened to this entire segment on the Breakfast Club this morning. So
Okay, babe, I'm sorry. I am
you
not
sorry that
there.
you can't help but be pessimistic.
No, I'm not pessimistic. Like, I just think, like, they've been talking about they've been impersonating firefighters. Do you know the name of the firefighters? Therefore, it can be accurately, like, identified which ones, because it mightn't be the same ones. But I don't know. I just know, like, they've been impersonation of firefighters, and they've been talking about it, and they talk about them
No,
having
these was
gear.
just two people specifically, just two people who was driving around in a big ass legit fire truck.
If I were them, I would have just said I was hired by
They tried.
a nearby.
They tried until the firefighter was like, "Fuck," and they started trying to research, and it was like that does not exist. Yeah,
They should have more legit information.
like what? Something you could look up.
No, I mean, you could have given a number to somebody who was actually going to answer the phone and, like, pretend to be the fire chief, pretend to be like, oh, we're trying to help, so we sent out this. Why didn't you choose like a country ass town that was small, that, like, nobody know about? Like, you say the name, you're like, huh?
They did. They weren't. They're from Oregon, so they
They
did
could
pick
have
it.
said they were from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, and
That's,
nobody would have known.
bro. That's not the point. They tried to name their fire station, their specific fire station, and them folk was gonna call their fire station.
And I'm saying it's okay to do that. You just should have had a person number, like, off rip, who you
Who
can
was gonna
give
fake all
an
that
an
shit, and they was
answer.
gonna fake
Yeah,
all.
like, you're gonna go get a job or something, and you need a reference. Like, you call a friend and be like, yo, you gonna be my reference. Can you make sure such and such and such?
Well, when I heard this earlier, they was talking about it. They was like, talk about somebody trying to make it. Talk about somebody. Talk about somebody trying to come up big. Cause yeah, they was going through like them houses and shit, and going through the rubble trying to find shit. You know what I'm saying? There was.
Well, now that you talk about that, right? There was this guy who made a video, and obviously this fire's been going on for a while now. He made a video, and he was like, "My house is very much present, but it will not allow me to drive in at all." Like, and that's just crazy. Like, there's no fire, but I can't go in here. Like, why are they blocking areas off to that extent?
Well, you should have made sure all your shit was up out of there. I'm sitting here thinking about what if like did any banks burn down? Direct deposits boxes and anything out there?
Dang, that's crazy.
I'm just thinking about it. Like,
Wow.
what is all the type of shit that they could have out there
Um,
that they could be scrambling to go through all that stuff for? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
That's just crazy, man. I mean, do people hold direct deposit boxes at like regular banks, like the Wells Fargo, the road from us, like the regular
Yeah,
fucking
every
banks?
bank have a room that you could go in.
Even right there, like where direct deposit box, like right there up the road, just a
Yeah,
regular fucking Wells
yeah. What you
Fargo.
think they gotta go to, like, the major one
Yeah, you know
downtown?
what I'm saying, like who the fuck, like so if that regular one burned it, then if that's the case, then I know that some of them bitches burnt down.
I mean, I really would highly think that in every bank they have like a few. They don't have a lot, but they should have a few, because obviously not a lot of people use these
Well,
things.
look, yeah, hell yeah, I've been doing the same thing.
You've been doing the same thing.
What? I'm maybe not dressing up like firefighter because they got rescued dressed like firefighter. I would have just probably been out there just looking like I'm trying to
So
save
what
my
did they
grandma
get caught
house.
with?
A whole big ass truck. They was like wearing bulletproof vests. They had like all kind of tools and equipment type shit. Probably like to bust open the safe or something.
Hmm.
They was just yeah. They just had like a whole
But they didn't find anything on them.
like what anything like
Things
valuable
stolen.
items.
Yeah.
No, but they said that they know that they have been coming up and down through this area for like the past couple like weeks or like
Or
days. Like
I was straight up gonna be like, I'm
just
trying to save people
it's just
lives. The end.
they said it was like a 33-year-old female and 31-year-old male.
Oh, that's why it should have been two
It's
meals.
just it's
Two
just
meals. Where your friend at?
it's just two
What the hell you
people.
seen a female firefighter out here want to go
I've
through
seen
this
a
heat?
female firefighter. You seen it
Go
on the
through this
show?
heat though?
Oh my god.
You know, you see a team, like, yeah, you have
They're gonna
like
be offended
one.
now. You see, I ain't say that. Another female said that. I ain't say that.
Look, if you want to be honest about it, you don't see the females firefighting from prison too. You don't see them volunteering to, like get some less time. You see males. So I'm just gonna be honest about it. Like a female firefighter is regular for a normal fight for normal fire. But to say
Hmm.
it's just a male and a female and they're gonna do this, that's not no team.
I
I know as
mean,
a female I'm not doing that. I better go home.
Obviously they was doing something. I feel like they probably had something going on. They for them to have been like a big deal, or like the police or whatever had to actually like announce that they caught these two people. I feel like in the way they announced they caught them, I feel like them folk was up to something. And they probably gonna get off. They probably got a whole stash already. They already done got shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I hope their family get it. And
Family get it? No, they what they finna? They got arrested for impersonating firefighters. Man, you can't do no. They ain't nobody finna do no time for that. That's a couple months if you is gonna do any time. They ain't no time. Even though he got a big ass truck though, that is funny.
where did you get it? You bought the truck?
They
You
say
rented
they
it?
say he bought that bitch from an auction or some shit like that.
Good for him. Good for him,
And
man. That's like thinking outside the box. Sometimes, we have to give praise to people who think outside the box and still come up with their own solutions to make shit work.
man, that nigga was yeah. We just hovering around that. Man, that nigga was what they call it, a renegade, a maverick of a sort, man. But he was thinking different, outside the box. Like, man, you know what? Fuck this job. Like, that's some crazy ass shit, bro. Motherfuckers be on edge nowadays, boy.
Um,
You know how like, all right, I was listening to shit today, right? And people were talking about how like it's somebody's job to get rid of homeless people, but they try to make sure they have homeless people so then they can still be getting their like pension or they like money, whatever is supposed to come to them to get rid of homeless people. So a certain city, like for Jacksonville, they could put money down to be like, all right, we're spending $4 million a year on getting rid of homeless people, and somebody getting that money to be trying to help on how we gonna manage the homeless people.
or like the same,
But
like the
but they need
same.
homeless people to have their money or to be getting their $4 million a year. So they manage the homeless people, but they don't want the homeless people to go away. You know what I'm saying? Like
Or the same way, like kids who get into the system.
the system of what you mean, like education system?
No, when they get put into like homes and they're like grouped with people so they could take care of them, these people get paid to have children at their home. So now they go into a group home with like six other kids and they just a dime and a buck sometimes to some people who actually watch children and be foster parents and
Yeah, but
stuff.
those kids have nowhere else to go.
Um, I would say yes and no, but like a lot of the reason I say that is a lot of stories that I've read and seen people talk about it. Like, yes, some people do a very great job. I'm not gonna deny that. But then you have the few of them who usually use it as a check. They're like, "Oh, you a check. I don't give a shit about you. I got checks coming
I
in."
I understand that. I'm just saying that I mean those kids have nowhere else to go, and like I'm saying, like homeless people, like those are like grown adults. Like you can help them get jobs and help them get off the streets and shit like that. But they don't want them off the streets because then they're not getting their $4 million a year. You know what I'm saying?
So hard in the system. It's so hard. I'm happy I'm not that in the system. What about that?
Well, I'm just saying. Um. All right. So after the two people arrested, I gotta. Did you hear about Jordan Peterson in Canada? They were trying to say in Canada they were trying to tell Jordan Peterson that he has to go through a re-education before or he's going to lose his license to be I don't know, a psychiatrist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They told him he has to go through re-education, and Jordan Peterson told them that's cool. I'm okay with going through re-education if we can post this live or publicly. All my lessons, if we could post this publicly, then I'll do it. And Canada refuses to like kind of do it publicly, as in post it publicly. Which basically all they're trying to do is trying to get him to use the pronouns in which he so much protests. As in, like, because Canada, in Canada, you could be like, my pronouns are Zer, and I got to be like, okay,
Yes, sir.
Zer, and like I don't like whatever you want to call yourself. I gotta just say that it's
So how does this solve this re-education? What does this do? Re-education and
They
pronouns.
just don't want him talking the way he talked because if you don't know the whole reason Jordan Peterson got famous is because he said that Canada is trying to take away our freedom of speech. And if someone says their pronouns are Zer and I call them Thomas because their fucking name is Thomas, how am I wrong for calling his name calling him Thomas? His name is Thomas,
Mhm.
and he's a he. He's not a Zer. He's
Mhm.
not a she or a Zer he's a he, and his name's Thomas. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like it's hard for like that's what he was stand that's what Jordan Peterson stood up for. So he said he said the space between y'all on the couch speaks volumes.
The dog was just sitting here, and then I moved around and crossed my legs. Jesus
um
Christ, who said that?
I don't know somebody
Oh my God,
so yeah, basically that's why Jordan Peterson got famous because him and the Canadian government was going like at it about that about freedom of speech of okay, even if somebody feels like their name is Brittany now and I say okay, Brandon, you're Brittany. Sorry, Brittany, Brandon, or whatever. And the Brittany feels because
I'm
right
kind of
now
confused. What?
the law in
You just
Canada,
telling me
the
names?
law in Canada right now is if you don't call somebody by their correct pronouns and you offend somebody, then you can technically do jail time for that.
Okay.
That's the law in Canada.
Well, unless you're wearing a name tag, motherfucker, I forgot. I have Alzheimer's just for you. Now what?
he said
Now
he
what?
said exactly, bro. You'll be headed straight to jail for calling someone the wrong pronoun. That's a law in Canada. That's a legit law. That's not no other country has that law. Literally, no
Bro,
other first world country
bro,
has
I
that
want to
law.
go to Why is this dog? Gosh, I want to go to Canada and I want to be called Jesus.
You probably
Move.
Duchess, go. No, get no.
Yeah, my dog's just, Why don't you just. Okay.
What happened?
No, it's delayed, so I guess I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Canada and I want to be called Jesus. I mean, what's wrong with that? Actually, I want you to call me Jesus. It sound better. Like
You
roll
know
off
what?
the
Probably,
tongue.
I think you could probably do that. You could probably say your name is Jesus, and nobody would give a fuck. People would probably care more if you went to Canada and was like, "My name is Muhammad," or "My name is like, wait, what's that? Allah or some shit."
Okay, so then I should move to Canada and say, call me Allah Jesus.
Oh, yeah, you pissing people off.
And we're like, what? That's my pronoun. I'm Allah Jesus.
Allah, Jesus, Moses.
Since we're on this topic, what I love, like, we're talking about
But is that just to piss them off? Is that to prove a point?
just to piss people off. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, you really that mad about this shit?
They're
Like,
not that mad about it. I think Canada got hit hard with that with the left with that leftist shit with the whole everybody and everything all the whole gay rights and all that shit.
so
They got
they
hit
they are
hard.
LGBTQFGHIJKLMNOPQRSUV.
They super support that shit. You could be whatever fucking pronoun you want to make up. That's why I said you could be your pronouns could be I'm Zer.
I'm gonna be a cat dog.
You could be like my name's Brittany and my pronouns is Zer, so you got to call me Zer Brittany. And they'd be like, what does that mean? Are you a man, female? And it's like I'm a Zer. What the fuck does that mean?
That there's a fucking little. I saw I was playing some game and there's something called a Zer. There's something called a Zer in one of my games
Yeah,
I play. I just don't know what it
I
is.
think Zer's from what, Buzz Lightyear.
Okay, I knew it was so. It's like something. I was like, where is this from?
That was bothering you?
I didn't say it was bothering me. I was just saying it.
Okay. But yeah, so they want Jordan Peterson to do a re-education. So I think Jordan Peterson is moving to the U.S. now,
So re-education and just his pronouns.
just so he can continue to be, because he's a professor at the University of Toronto.
Uh huh.
So basically, they're saying he can't be a professor no more, and they don't
because
want
he's not calling people the right
because he
pronouns.
doesn't. Yeah, because he doesn't support they politics and whatever they're trying to do up
You know
there.
what? I love the world, but I also love freedom, bro.
That's basically
And
what he was fighting for.
yeah, like I appreciate people who really fight for their own opinion and and their own mindset because it don't hurt anybody to have a mindset. The same way it don't hurt for you to want me to for me to want to call you Zer or whatever you want to be called. I just think it doesn't matter. Since you can't see it, do you see that big light across your face? It's not my face. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't mind. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm definitely really supportive of people and whatever you want to be called and whatever you do, like that's your private life. I don't care. It's not like at the end of the day I'm in the bedroom with you if you wanted to be like I fuck myself, like that's you, or you fuck whatever you
Wait,
fuck,
where do we get? How do we get to
or
this?
you like this, or you want to be called this. i'm just
Wait, how
saying
do we get there?
i'm just saying like all those things make up the Zer or whatever he or she want to be called. That's their personality.
I just think it's crazy that they want. When I first was like heard about that shit today, I was like, bro, that shit is crazy. They want to make this man go through re-education. You know how fucking smart Jordan Peterson is. I wish I would be like, tell someone to get in the room and dispute Jordan Peterson on something.
Well,
He's
I think it's about time that I do believe for certain degrees, for certain things that include, you
you
physically
think they
having,
should get
you
re-educated?
know, you physically having to do stuff with people. You need to go to school to get some stuff done. But when it comes to the education level, where you can learn something and the information is available, like it already is available today, like why do you have to go through this whole system and go all this schooling just to
I'm
do a
saying, but
talk?
he has like multiple masters in the field and like his PhD and some shit. Like he's like very like
I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm just saying he come from the era of schooling. We are in the era of we have YouTube University too. We are in the era where you
But
don't
what?
have
But
to
what?
go through.
But what is that? What is that? How does that dispute what's going on with him though?
It's not disputing what I have going on with him. I just like don't feel as though re-education is necessary to that extent. Like
I don't think
what
re-education
is he
is
helping?
necessary anyways.
What is he going, is he touching? Like does he need to go do his practicals because he got to learn how to give IVs, or like is it that serious?
I don't think re-education is serious. First of all, I think it's insane. They could suggest re-education. I think it's insane to say they're gonna take away his goddamn license if he doesn't do it. So he's like,
I know, and that's where my issue comes in because in science today,
because
like
he has like his medical license. They took it away
in
because he
in
won't.
in in some
And it's not that he won't do it. He said he'll do it, but it's got to be public. Like
in science today, like when a doctor brings up or tries to talk about topics that they were taught that they shouldn't be talking about, they could be lost in the system as ignored. You're not gonna
yeah,
get your creditability is taken away because
yeah.
you reference certain things. And I think we're just at the age where it's so much more than that. Like if like, and I say that because in the another university of Chicago, the hospital of Chicago, one of the greatest hospitals within the United States, they brought in Reiki treatment for cancer patients. 20 years ago, Reiki was looked at juju shit. You want to tell me that now all of a sudden, why is this camera moving? What are you moving? I don't I don't know. Okay, it's just I guess I don't know. I guess it's delayed. I don't understand. Do you see it moving, or is it just me? It's so delayed because I'm not even touching myself. That didn't sound right. Okay, never mind. I think it's just me. I don't know why this is doing this.
Oh, you talking about that? Oh, yours is yeah, yours is way off. You looking on yeah, yours is way off.
But yeah, Ricky 20 years ago was so juju shit. But now it's in a hospital. Like if people can find ways, and I think the whole point of science is to explore and discover. Why put a cap on how you can do that? Because then you're never gonna learn to do things new if we keep doing it the way that we were taught. Like we just have to follow this old method. Like there's nothing else new that came about that we could attempt to try. Like we can't even learn new things in new ways and develop our skills and you know in better
I
ways.
don't know. I think maybe like scientifically, I agree with you, but when as far as it comes to like the fundamental human being and how we operate and how we are like mentally and everything like that, I think what Jordan Peterson was preaching is serious, and it's also the same reason why when Donald Trump got on the stand for his inauguration, he said, "I will only recognize man and male and female." Do you get what I'm saying? The same shit Jordan Peterson is talking about is the same shit that fucking Donald Trump said on the fucking inauguration. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Like he's only see men and women,
yeah, because Jordan Peterson is
male
on
and
some shit. Like,
female.
if you're a guy and you walk up in here and you tell me your name is Jessica, no, your name is fucking is James. I'm not. I don't care what you're saying. Your name is. Your name is James. Okay, James.
Yeah,
So that's how. That's basically what he's saying.
and I don't see anything wrong with that. That's why I said, I really disagree not only with them wanting to make him redo certifications.
And he's not saying you can't call yourself Jessica too. By the way,
He's
that
just saying he's not gonna
he.
identify you
I'm
as
not
Jessica.
calling you Jessica.
Right. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So
I agree with that. I don't have any issue with that, I don't know. You could be what you want to be. And that's why I said that, if you wanted to go home and, be
yeah, you could be
asexual, that's
whatever.
your
You could be
job
whatever you want to
on your
be.
own time.
It's just that you can't try to force me. Like literally, you can't make a law to try to force me to call this person what they just made up themselves up to be. Like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna call if that man that is Billy. I'm not gonna call. I'm not gonna call him by whatever pronouns he done made up or whatever he want to call himself now. That don't make no sense. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, I definitely am terrible. I'm glad I don't live in Canada. I was gonna have so much pronouns. Every day would have been a new pronoun. Might as well just call myself confused.
I think they have a pronoun for that too.
They have a pronoun called confused.
I think that, yeah, I'm pretty sure they have something for confused. I think that's what the Q is, an LBGTEQ. I think the Q is for confused. You don't
They
know.
obviously can't spell either.
I
Confused start with a C.
don't know.
It better not be because
I'm dead serious.
that's so crazy.
Or it's something else, or the plus, or something. One of them bitches something for confused, because they added letters and shit. One of them for confused.
Wow. You know what? I'm
I'm
just
telling you.
how long we gonna stay on this topic? I guess we're just done with it now.
Somebody said how long we going. Oh, he don't like this topic. I knew it.
Okay, so what else you
I
want to talk
knew I
about?
knew it. I had that feeling about TGB this whole time. What's another topic I got?
Yeah.
The last one I have from my little list is what are some relationship pet peeves you have, or maybe even
Oh,
the
I have
chat. I
so
was hoping to
many.
have a chat,
Chat, you
but
guys go first because I don't want
but
to take all.
um they were saying some her earlier today. I was hearing it, and they were saying some like one lady said um well, no, it was a dude. He said he don't like his females being big back, eat up,
Big back.
eat up all the food.
Da 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 da.
Then somebody said, damn, somebody said, um,
That's just called being fat.
I know I guess he was just trying to say he don't like his females fat. Somebody there was
Is that
some
even, is that okay?
retracted. Anyways, there are some there were some pet peeves on there like um I know Jess Hilarious has said she said if she go on a date with somebody or something like that, he better know where to go. She hate when she got to be like, "Where we going?" Um, some one female had called up and said, she hate when her guy bring up the past, and Charlemagne was like, "Oh, you cheated," and she was like, "In college," she was like, "Who don't fuck around in college?" And he was like, "Oh
Dang,
shit."
I wish I knew this motto. But I'm fucking wrong.
But he was like, "Oh, so you?" And I was like, "Yeah, when you do some shit a long time ago, I think male or female, you did shit a long time ago. Motherfucker gonna bring that shit up."
I think you can learn from the past. So after a certain age, certain things shouldn't be really done. It's not really no more like, oh, you was learning
Um,
shit, you did that shit. But
you have any pet peeves, or
I
you
have
want me
lots of pet peeves.
in dating?
You want to hear my in dating, in marriage, in talking to you? My pet peeves go across the line. Like, but you think
Is
I'm
that a pet peeve though? I feel like
yeah,
you
let
finna.
me tell you why it's a pet peeve. Because
Okay,
if I am intentionally dating somebody, I intentionally want to eventually be married to them. And whether or not the pet peeve I have it when we dating or when we married, the same shit is a pet
okay.
peeve. I got this shit, and I think my standards are just so high. My standards are high. But my biggest pet peeve is I don't want anybody, I hate people who expect shit to get done when they do nothing. That's my biggest pet peeve.
I mean,
I will
pet
not help
peeves.
you life.
Most people were saying stuff like, "I can't be with somebody who snore," stuff like that. So, what's your pet peeves? You
You
want me
want
to?
you want like I have major ones and I have minor ones. So you can tell me. I have like so many. So choose how
So
you
many pet
yeah, I
peeves.
have lots of pet peeves.
Why?
Because I'm picky. And it's okay. I know I'm picky. I didn't ask you if you was picky. You talking to me, asking me about what I like, and I'm telling you I like certain things. I accept that and I
I
know
don't know
that.
if that's what you like or not. It's a pet peeve, or like when you dating somebody, like
So what
something
do
that's
you
just
say is a
like,
pet peeve? What is the definition of pet
I don't
peeve?
know. You the one who got the computer in front of you.
I mean, you talking to me about a topic, so you don't know what a pet peeve is?
You say what?
You don't know
I
what a
think a pet peeve is more isn't as deep as you're trying to like dig into, and I don't think some of the stuff you're talking about can be a pet peeve.
pet peeve is a minor annoyance that an individual finds particularly irritating to a greater degree than normal.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So,
Irritating to a greater degree than normal.
huh.
I am greatly irritated when somebody expects me to do something that they themselves will not do. That's a big pet peeve of mine. No, I would play dumb. I would
What
be
you
the
mean
dumb
something that
bitch.
you yourself wouldn't do? Like what? Like what?
There's some people who just lazy. They have a lazy mentality, and then they expect you to do more in a relationship than they do themselves.
Oh,
And
okay. So,
I
in
would
what
play
way though?
dumb. Okay. Oh my God, I didn't know you need help to do the dishes. Or for real, I guess you don't need dishes. Watch these six
So if you
pile up
started
here.
dating a guy, you wouldn't do no dishes for him?
I'll do dishes, but I,
Oh, now you do
I'm.
dishes.
Why don't you like let me finish my sentence?
Yeah.
Don't just take like the answer and then
I'm just trying to
run.
figure out what you
No,
mean by
because I
that.
have more than just do the dishes.
Okay.
If you see me do the dishes every day and you're not gonna attempt to help with the dishes, a big pet peeve of mine is you need to learn to clean up after yourself. So what I'm gonna start to do is leave the shit there. Now, if you keep looking at me that I gotta cook every single day for a whole year, boy, you best believe I'm
I
gonna
don't think
start being like, oh my God, I didn't know we need to eat.
so.
Like, why do I have to take initiative? Big pet peeve of mine, I do not want to take initiative. Like, we're both grown adults. We both work. We both do stuff, do stuff. I don't want to, like, be the only person who's working so hard to carry the relationship. Fuck it. Fuck that shit.
That's not carrying a relationship though.
I mean, my house is a very big part of my relationship. So, as much as other people may not find that to be their pet peeve, it's a very big part of my pet peeve. My house is a part of my relationship, and I would like to keep it to a certain standard. And if I have somebody who's just going to pretend like nothing exists
But
and they don't have responsibilities, why should I?
I think a lot of men would like it very much if they were starting to date you and you started washing their dishes and doing things for them.
He said, "Name your turn." So we take
My
turns. What's your turn?
my pet peeve is a bitch who complain about doing the dishes and shit, and who complain about having to cook. Isn't that a feminine thing that we
And I
love
know
in women?
I love your answer, the
Yeah,
feminine thing. So
yeah.
I won't be blind to. I didn't know I need to eat today.
That's not a thing.
I didn't. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna be like, you're gonna be like, "Babe, what's your name?" I'm like, I don't know.
No, my pet peeve is just a female who acts like she don't want to be yo girl. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
your girl?
I just feel like a woman who wants to be yo girl would gladly do things for you.
Or so you need somebody who want to do everything for you.
It's
You
not
want a
every. It's
maid?
not everything. It's just
You could
somebody who
pay
wants to do
the.
things
You gonna
for
pay
you.
the bitch to do that shit? You could hire somebody to
No,
do that shit then.
I just think that's something that somebody would want to do for you.
Okay, well, I want to make that
That's
my
what I
pet peeve.
think.
Well, fuck that shit.
What you mean?
Where you gonna be annoyed for the rest of your life because I am not going to do shit for you just so that I will be more like
He
with more
say, bro, you
tasks.
just use her pet peeve against her. Yeah, like what is she talking about?
I
That's
don't give.
beautiful.
That's
And
not.
then I wish a guy in here to disagree with me and say that's not beautiful.
You know what? I'm gonna give some. We don't really have that much people in the chat, right? But I'll give some advice to this. Pet peeves along years, and especially when you're in a relationship, it changes because I have been.
Okay, I got another
I've
pet peeve
been.
though. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna fuck with you with that. I got another pet peeve. If she ain't got pretty feet, I can't do it. If she don't got real hair, can't do it.
Oh, can I talk? I have some stories about this. So stop, hold up on your pet peeves.
What?
All right, guys. So I have to talk about a weave story. So I had a friend, and she used to do hair. So she was like, "Girl, I could do your hair." And he was at work, and I was like, "I'm gonna look so cute." I was like, "I never got a sewing. I want a sewing." She's like, "Oh, let's go to the hair store." So I went to the hair store and I bought lots of hair, and then I got my sewing all done, and I was all cute. And then I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go pick him up, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna go to the club." And that really was the plan. Except I picked him up, and he was like, what happened to your hair?" And this man sat down at the house and helped me cut weave out my hair, and then went over to my friend's house who put it in. And when I reached there, that bitch did not even ask where the weave was. She just looked at me like with an open eye, like, oh. And then we just kind of like continue. We went and we party, we moved on with life. But it was such a funny moment, you know. So he talked about hit that being like one of his pet peeves. Like it wasn't bad. He wasn't disrespectful about, oh, I don't like it, but he did say I don't like it, you know. And I think that's the major thing. Like some people don't get your pet peeves. You get to voice your opinion about your pet peeves and the things you don't like about somebody. And then being in a relationship, you have a period of time to try to fix those pet peeves. And then when you don't, then you can't be mad the person respond however they want to respond. The way I respond is very different to the way he responds. Me, no, I just play blind, nonchalant, and I don't give a fuck. Like I'll be like, oh my god, I forgot. I don't know. I just be like, dumb. Like save me. I love people who save me. That's my pet peeve. I want people to save me. Save me, so save me.
What you mean?
Save me. I don't know. Save me. Man. Save me. I'm not about to like be walking around here doing like above and beyond. Like if I was a housewife, I would go above and beyond doing certain shit because like I'm a housewife. But when you majority of people live in a house where it's two partners, and sometimes partners don't act like it's a partnership. Sometimes they don't act like, oh, other people need a break too. Like, oh, they would love to like do nothing. They would like to. So I think on every relationship, there's always going to be people who have pet peeves, and your pet peeves are voiced. People say, I don't like that. That's a pet peeve. Whatever they don't like, no matter how minor or major. And then that person has like that period of time to fix it. And then sometimes they don't fix it. And then, the next person just gets to respond however they wish.
I guess everybody can respond however they wish in a lot of different situations. Don't mean it right, but
Who gives a fuck? You
I
just have to
understand.
you just have to do it respectfully. You have to do it respectfully. So when you do it, you just have to not talk to the person about doing it. You just need to do what you was gonna do. So if you're gonna do whatever you were gonna do, do it. If you're not gonna cook, then don't cook. If you are not gonna clean, just don't clean. You don't have to be like, well, I'm not cleaning because you didn't clean. No, just don't clean. And then he'd be one day be like, dang, this house dirty. I know what at that point you do? Don't even fucking respond. You just be like, just look around.
I don't say that. I'll just clean it
Did
up.
I say you say that?
I'm just saying, like you, I don't understand. You keep on going on. You the one who renting. People would be saying, "Yo, you gonna keep talking about this," and you the one who
Did
keep.
this? So nobody said that. Who
Yeah, they
said they're
did.
still
He said,
talking?
"Bro, this is awkward," and they're saying, "Yeah, they are. They are talking about that."
Well, how am I supposed to know?
I'm just saying. She said.
You have the phone and you're talking about it.
I mean, I'm just. I don't
I'm just
know.
talking about pet peeves, and you talk about in a
No, but your
your
pet
question
peeves are
of what.
different from mine. Mine's are more lighthearted. You'll talk about yours and be like, somebody, you can talk about the same one for a while, for a minute.
I
I
said,
talked
what
about
are
mine,
some
and you,
relation? You said, what are some
yes,
relationship
but
pet
you've only said
peeves?
one, and you've been talking about that same one the entire time. I said a couple. Mine's more lighthearted. We've been moving on, and then you came back to yours.
Okay, I do. Okay, I have other ones that I don't like to. All right,
Okay, all
my
right.
next pet peeve, from because I'm a female, I really hate when I, as a female, have to take care of car stuff. I hate when I have to ask a man to do man stuff, like outside chores or car stuff. Like, I don't see why I have to go to mechanic ever. That's not my job. And if I do,
So you mean like once, like how far in a relationship do he gotta start taking your cars to places?
um, as soon as we live together, if the car has a problem and you have time, go find somebody to fix that shit. Because it is a
I
fact that
saw when I was at the car place today. I saw a lot of females in there.
I didn't say no, but it is a fact. Because you could even search the statistic up.
Hmm.
Men are going to charge women more for car shit.
That's not the point though. Like,
Oh, so
so wait, I'm saying like,
we just have money to waste. People
what
just
you mean?
waste the money out here. They just like, I don't care, nonchalant. No,
I
people
think
don't
I think
budget.
everybody gonna get charged regardless, and sometimes somebody, I guess, people might have a different opinion on where they should go, but um, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're looking at it from you think just feel like you won't be charged more, that's why. But I'm like, if I'm busy, you just don't want to take the
No,
car.
that's different.
I'm trying to figure out what
I
you
just, you
mean by
didn't hear
that.
what I just said? I
What?
said, if you have time
Okay.
and my car is messed up,
Hmm.
I should not be going to get the car fixed. You
Hmm.
should not you, but like the guy should go get that fixed. You know
Is
how
that a
they,
pet peeve you just like grew like into you?
um, no, it's called, I
He
actually,
said, "Let's see who got the most pet peeves." I literally don't have no more, bro.
I have the most pet peeves. I'm picky like a motherfucker. Everything annoys me.
I
Like
was just gonna say, like,
I
if
have
these
so
are
much.
real things, that were like you were like, just like if you were dating all over again, and you was like everything you're gonna say, it was an
Who
actual
said
pet.
I was gonna say it?
No, I'm just saying if those are actual pet peeves you had, like you would just be like,
No, no, this is how, see, that's why I said you tell the person what the issue is with your pet peeve, and then they have some time to fix it. And then when they don't, you respond however you want. So for instance, I would be like, hey babe, my car is really messed up. I really don't even know what's wrong with it. And
no,
then
that's
he might
different. You got to
suggest,
come to him and say, I really don't like having to tell you this and that. The way
who said that?
you got to do it like that, because otherwise he gonna be like, the next time you come and say, babe, he gonna be like, okay, well she comes and tells me when something's wrong. But then if he, you got to come tell me.
Or that's another pet peeve I have. If I
You
have
just
to,
said you don't want to say it.
I never said I don't want to say it.
You did. You said I don't have to tell you to fix my car. I don't have to tell you to do outdoor shit. You said you were just saying that. You literally said that.
For instance, you would not know my car is messed up if I drive my car and you do not. So this is when I voice my opinion. I say, hey, my car is driving really funny. I really don't know what's wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is when he's gonna hop in and be like, did you take it to the shop? I'll be like, no. And then he might be like, you gonna take it to the shop? I'm like, I don't want to. He'll be like, all right, I'm gonna see what I could do. Or he might be like, I don't got no time to do it, so you just need to take it to the shop. Here's a shop
That
to go
sounds like
to.
communication. I don't think you do that. That's a pet peeve I got. Communication. When motherfuckers just get mad at the end of the story, but there was no beginning, middle, or end. It was just the end. You didn't do it.
You see, that's why I say like everybody pet peeves are gonna be different. So for
Yeah.
instance, my eyes can see certain things,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for instance, not an issue at our house at all, but
He said, "Can you please stop nitpicking?"
this is really not an issue at our house. But I'm just trying to give, because we're talking about relationship pet peeves, and I'm just talking about like pet peeves, like you're in a relationship with somebody, so it's a little bit different. So for instance, our grass is cut. So this is not an issue. For instance, if the grass wasn't cut, your eyes can see the grass is not cut, just like my eyes can see the grass is not cut. Why do I have to ask you to cut the grass if we can both see? Are you blind? Do I need to communicate cut the grass? Answer that for me. No, our grass is cut. We don't have this issue, but I'm just asking. I'm bringing like something just general to the table. Like,
I don't think. I mean, quite personally, I have like my own lawnmower, and I always had to cut the grass since I was younger. So I have no problem with getting out there and cutting the grass. But I'm saying like,
no, I'm
I'm
saying if
no,
you see it.
I'm saying that everybody is not
So
like
some people
that, and
blind.
some people. I think some people need to, like, for example, the neighborhood we live in. There's a reason why you don't see a lot of just young people living in here, and you don't see just like lot of
Hell
young
yeah,
people
because we have so
who
much
have
age
houses
away
and stuff.
fines to pay.
Yeah, there's a reason why you don't just see a lot of young people who do that. And then even when they do move into their first house, they don't go through some growing pains or learning and stuff like that. And I mean, honestly, for me personally, it's just not a good feeling to have to go through all that stuff with somebody goddamn in your ear just talking about, oh, you didn't do this, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing that. It's not, as you're going through your growing pains and you're trying to become a dude, it don't feel good having that person just constantly just sitting there looking at you like, that don't feel good.
Hey, that's why they no comment. I was gonna say something so not like yeah, I was just gonna say something. Anywho, so I'm gonna like try to move this topic on because my pet peeves are just all about like just adulting.
She said when she expects you to know what you want instead of just saying.
No, bro, mix swagger. I'm saying if you have eyes and I have eyes, right? Our grass cut, so it's not an issue in our house. If I see the grass not cut and I park in my car every day, you don't see the grass not cut and you park in your car too, so you be walking to the door with
No,
the grass not cut.
I think if you move in a neighborhood like this, you might. I remember when we first had houses and shit, like we were living in Atlanta. Like, bro, I might leave that grass a little higher than I would here,
But
cause
the
I
but
was
the difference
that
is
was the
I just say something to you and you go cut it. We didn't there was no argument on it, you know, it was communication. Like we just say I was like, hey babe, our neighbors cut the grass, so now ours look really high. And then you just go cut the grass. Like it wasn't crazy. It wasn't like
yeah.
you not cutting no grass or nothing.
I would, but I'm telling you, it's some goddamn dudes out here who I don't know, maybe they like cold or some shit like that, and you trying to tell them that he had cut grass, he like, man, we need to find somebody to cut the grass or some shit like.
Let me see. I have other pet peeves. Uh I hate being asked questions, and this is a big pet peeve of mine. I hate being asked questions over and over and over. Now I do believe in clarification, I give you that. But after a certain point, now you're just not listening to me. Or you're not hearing me. Are you even hearing anything that I'm saying at all? Because I'm saying the same thing and you're just not hearing me at all. So I like people who listen. It's a big pet peeve if you keep you speak every time I speak, you
He
don't
say
listen. You just speak to
he
respond.
say she be peer pressured into cutting the grass by the neighbor's grass.
Hell yeah, bro. Swear to God. And you know what's funny about it? I think our neighbors, we pay pressure too, because when we cut the grass and they cut the grass, they be having somebody come out and they cut the grass. And it actually don't even mean a regular day or time frame. It just be according to whenever the street everybody start cutting the grass. You be like one after the other. Be like, oh, his grass high. Oh, that grass high. And then it'll be like a time everybody grass high. You know?
Hey,
Uh.
what you doing? She won't come out here, but she won't bring her tablet. What you had going on? Yeah, but you bringing that loud
No.
tablet out here. You already know what we doing.
Okay, so I'm gonna hop back into some other things that aren't pet peeves, because I can talk about pet peeves all day. I'm picky motherfucker.
Yes.
And I have no
Mm.
issue with it, that's my right.
Well, it just means I'm glad you read the definition before you went into all your pet peeves because it means minor
It's
things that you over
bro,
exaggerate about.
you know what's funny? That did not change my definition in my mind. Because this is what I picked up from this definition. It said a pet peeve is a minor annoyance that an individual finds particularly irritating to a greater degree than
Than the
normal.
norm. Yes.
Okay, so if I'm irritated to a greater degree than the norm, I'm
Then
annoyed. It's a pet peeve.
what you mean?
The end. Like there's no
That
like
means
minor
that
annoyance.
means you're more annoyed than you probably should be.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Okay.
All right, guys. So we're gonna I'm gonna talk a little bit about the president.
Hold on. He talking about if the neighbors pay ever complain, tell them to pay to cut their grass and cut yours too. No, it don't work like that, bro. We get HOA fines and shit like that.
Hell
And
yeah,
then they'll
bro.
start telling you if you don't cut your grass, you gotta move the fuck out or some shit like that.
Bro, we got an HOA fine because our trash bin was a little bit visible,
Because
and
it
I'm
was
not
visible to the by the street when you
at the
driving by.
side. Yeah, at the side of the house.
Can't be visible. Your
Like
grass
can't
got to be
see it.
cut. Your driveway has
We
to be pressure washed. Your
hell yeah. We got bro. We
your
got fines
bushes
for
got to
that.
be trimmed. All that
We had to
shit.
change the fence because it was brown wood.
He said, "Okay, the infamous HOA."
It's crazy as fuck. It's like all these crazy rules. Like, you know what? I seen somebody post something about, dang, I'm so happy I don't live like in a third world country, and then they seen all these colorful houses, just like Trinidad is for anybody who know what Trinidad look like. Like it was like just colorful houses. And I'm thinking, I love that shit. Like my front yard can look how I want it to look because I know myself as much as like I want to live in a really nice neighborhood. I would love if I can plant fruits in my front yard. I would love if I can like just have fruit trees around my place and decorate the way I want
Bro,
and
you
just
from another
be.
country, bro? That's weird. We're gonna have to
What's
move.
weird about
We're
that?
gonna have to move to a more country area for all that. We ain't gonna have to. We can't be in no neighborhood like this for that.
Where did I go? I was in Ohio.
I guarantee you, if we went to move to like a more country area though, yeah, you could grow strawberries in your front yard, and but you have way more yard though. You get what I'm saying?
That'd be so beautiful.
I'm just saying you can have way more yard, obviously, and yeah, you could grow that shit in your front yard, and you can have your front yard fenced in, like kind of how
Mhm.
my grandma do, and yeah, your front
Mhm.
yard fixed in. But like out here, you can't fence in your front yard and nothing like that. And then if you did put some fruit in the front yard that motherfuckers won't, like oranges or some shit, man, they finna fuck that shit up.
Well, I know that because as a kid I used to do some not nothing too wrong. I used to steal some shit. I used to steal flowers. So there was a lady who had rose plants, and I really wanted one of them roses. So one day I was trying to rip the rose off, but then I realized it had thorns. So then the next day I came back with the scissors, and she caught me cutting her rose, and I still cut it and I ran. Then I used to have this old man. He eventually used to pick the fruit and have the bowl washed ready because he used to, even though he'd be like, don't come onto the yard to pick the shit, I'm still gonna go in your yard and pick the shit. I walk all the way into your yard, I'm gonna pick that shit, I'm gonna eat that shit, and I'm not washing the shit as a child. Like, my brain just, I just used to eat the shit. And it's like, naturally grown in the country. So yeah, some of my neighbors knew I used to do, I used to just, I love food. I love my stomach and I love fruit. So I used to have like a lot of people, like, whilst I'm going home on my walk home, they'll have stuff ready for me because they already know I'm about to go steal your shit. So they used to just literally put it out for us instead because if not, I'm going to walk in your yard and steal that shit. It's just fruit. What are you going to do?
I don't think so. Now in Florida, if somebody got their front yard fenced in and you out there walking that motherfucker, talking about some tons of fruit, they bust your ass. And you black too, they blow your top off.
Uh, Yeah. You guys see, I know everybody had seen this video by now because it's been circulating everywhere. The Karen who, did we talk about that? The Karen who
But yeah, we
was
talked
on,
about it yesterday.
oh,
Why
okay.
she was on? They was on Shannon Sharp last night. The nightcap. They was on the show. Him and his wife was on the
Well,
show.
shit,
Yeah.
why he even give them a platform? Nobody want to hear that shit.
Yeah, he was like, man, I don't know why she was scared of me, man. I was just coming home and looking at my Christmas
Or
lights.
the actual couple who own the house.
Yeah.
Or I thought you were talking about the white couple.
Why would they have them on the
That's what
show?
I just said. I just said that. Why would he put them on the platform? That's what I said too. And we agreed upon it. We had the same comment. But I want to talk a little bit about President Trump's executive orders that he signed today. I didn't really get a lot of time to like look at everything, but I do know he signed a lot of executive orders. And if I'm right, I could be so wrong because there's so much news about it. They said he signed 200 on his first day. Y'all seen that shit, or am I wrong? But then I seen somewhere else the news was saying the news said 200 and the news said 26. So I'm just not too sure which number it is. It's just so many. Um, Gulf of America. Let's see what I got. Chicka, 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 chicka. Where did it all go?
Nigga say, take off them socks, please. I don't know, bro. I think her feet cold today, bro.
Yeah, it's like freezing here. It's supposed to snow. I've been warm all day. Trying to stay so warm. Okay.
Well,
What did he tell you? You talk whilst I find this.
talking about some not you, dude. Chill out, bro. What's wrong, bro? You don't want me to take my socks off? Damn, bro. I take mine off, bro. I promise to you, bro. My feet ain't cold. I let my look.
Oh my
Take
god.
take my sock off.
They're
You,
gonna see they're
uh,
gonna see your toes.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it, bro.
Alright, let's see what he have inside of here. So I have seen like a lot of executive orders that he had signed. So first off, I know he so see now it says here he signed 78 on the first round of executive orders. I don't really know. I don't really know. So I'll talk about a few off the top that I know because I can't just find the whole list that I have before. All right, so I know he revoked 74 executive orders that were implemented by Biden administration. And they were around work equality, rights for males and females, well, protecting the rights of male and females. Um, let's see what else. Why can't I find it? This is so crazy. Looking for something.
You said anyway. Anyways, you guys are silly. Good night, fam. Good night, agent.
Bloop, bloop.
You're all right. Anybody who just tuning in, this is the OD podcast. I'm Wavy, and this is Max. We're here to provide a positive podcast with several different points and opinions, funny and fun arguments, and more. Dig deep, find things on air, and never be afraid, never be scared to push the envelope to another level. It's OD, baby. Let's go.
You already know.
That boy.
Yeah, right now we're just kind of like talking about Trump. So anybody watch Trump today? Like you guys had a good day
He
about
was
all
on
things.
again today.
Boy, there's news all the time about him.
Man, bro, I swear, I feel like CNN and Fox got that nigga goddamn elected, bro, just so they can goddamn. You know they fucking ratings dripped drastically when he was out of office. Like
Heck
I
yeah.
feel like our country is actually run by the goddamn news stations.
You think so?
Yeah, bro.
Well,
They need the ratings.
they need the ratings.
Yeah, bro, it's too much money.
I mean, I can't deny that. Like, I feel it. I understand. I see how much money they make with it. It's kind of crazy.
All they want is people to be goddamn tuned in to see what the fuck Trump finna do or say next. That's all they want. Anybody got yeah. I talked commenters off. TG quiet today. He in his feelings because I was talking shit about him, bro. He's scared. He don't want to smoke.
Oh my God,
But
don't do him like that.
I talk commenters.
All right, so President Trump, in his first executive action, he rescinded 78 of the executive actions implemented by the Biden administration. And they were around the topics of racial equality, combating gender discrimination, addressing climate change, mobilizing the federal response to the coronavirus pandemic, adding ethic requirements for political appointees, and addressing the root cause of migration, lowering prescription drug costs, imposing sanctions on Israel settlers accused of violence against Palestine and the West Bank, and he withdrew the withdrawal of offshore drilling from certain areas, right? So those are some of the things that he did. He also repealed the ban on transgender personnel serving openly in the US military. So Trump initially barred transgender troops from serving in the US military his first term in office, and then he took that away.
Okay.
He
Uh.
issued a regulatory freeze pending an administrative review. So that just means as though like who's ever in office right now, he wants to make sure that they're gonna serve to his for his best interest. So they cannot make any new laws or pass nothing can be passed right now. Everything is on halt until they they say, yo,
That
you are with us.
that nigga has taken complete control of the government. He said, "Yeah, I get what he doing, but I'm just saying, like, is it really a bad thing though?"
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. Again, we survived 4 years with him.
I think he felt like the first time he was around, he wasn't able to really do anything, and this
Well,
time around, he's trying to figure out how he could really do something, and he's taking like extreme measures. And I think I love it because it's like he probably doing something more extreme than any other president is going to do, and maybe they might change laws where other presidents can't do what he's doing right now. But he doing it to like an extreme level, and the next time a president's in office and they feel like as strong as how he feels, they're gonna do something extreme, same way he doing something extreme because they know that's the only way it can bring change. I feel like he.
I mean, you can finish talk. I just don't agree with you.
Okay.
I don't agree with you because it's a long process for things to change. So because it's a long process for a law to actually even get into play, he needs to do this ASAP so it could take its period to get to the end process. Like
Mhm.
even though he can sign a law, it still have to go through House of Senate, House of Representatives. It has still have to go through those things. So
Mhm.
sometimes it's not all about just him saying we are doing this and now we're doing it. There is a process he has to follow.
Um, I don't think this is just a law he has to sign. This is a these are what you call them what you call them at first? He was calling it uh some order of I don't know what the fuck the first part of it's called.
A regulatory freeze.
No, he's doing these are like the presidential direct orders like type shit. Like this isn't like just a law that came to him that he has to sign.
Okay, so now this is why I asked, like, can you give a actual reference and not just say this is like, do you know? Can you give me an example of what you're referring to? At least like one thing.
I'm saying what is I don't know what it's called, but when the president
Executive order.
yeah, he's giving executive orders. So this isn't like a just something that like a law that has to pass. When he gives an executive order, he doesn't need anyone else to review that.
Yes, there's a process it goes through. There's a legal process executive actions have to go through. All of them,
But they don't have to
not
go through
through.
House and Congress and all that shit.
Not you're right, not all of them, but some of them. There's a process. So he's just doing. You see, because he's been like for most presidents don't serve 2 terms, right? So when the presidents who don't serve 2 terms come into power the first time, they don't really understand how the system works to get everything done. He was never really um he was never in a position like this, so he don't really he the first time he did it, he didn't really understand what the process was. So now he
That's what I was
understand what the
saying.
process is, but you made it seem as though now just because he understand what the process is and he's actually doing it,
Yeah, I feel like he's taking extreme measures now.
it's not extreme. He's just doing.
No, it is extreme. I think this probably gonna be the highest number of executive orders any president has ever signed. Probably in the first week. They're talking about he probably signed more in the first week than any president has ever signed all 4 years through presidency. I can guarantee you that. So I think that's an extreme measure. He's taking extreme measures because I feel like he feels like that's the only way that he can make change. Something is going to change. You have to push, push, push for change.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying. You said you didn't really agree, but
I don't, because you make him seem like he's so extreme, and it's not extreme. It's just being proactive.
it
What's
is.
wrong with
It
being
is.
proactive?
I think
Extreme and proactive are two
if
different words
it is
to me.
extreme, if no other president have made this much executive orders in their entire 4 years, and he does this in the first, it's not even 2 days yet.
Okay,
You don't think
so
that's extreme?
I have another example for you.
No, I'm saying like,
I have an example
do you
for
think
you.
that's extreme then?
No, I keep
Why
saying I
not?
don't agree with you. You ask me, you think it's extreme? I
Uh,
said no before.
okay.
I give you another example. The guy who ran a mile in 1 minute. Oh no, 3 minutes. That's extreme. Like, why did he drive? Why did you run so hard? He should
Because
have
there
run
were records to
slower.
break and awards to win from doing it.
Okay, so he decided that he wants to make America great again. Let's go with his campaign motto,
Yeah.
right? So he is now using his 4 years, which is 4 by 365 days, which is on a
Can I
small amount.
can I ask you something?
Uh huh.
And what is there not a point in your mind where maybe even in his plan in his head, anyone who has a plan the way he has his plan, just because you're saying it's not extreme, he's like, you don't think someone is like, I have to make it, I have to take it to the extreme in order to get what the results I want. You might not want to say or admit in your head it's extreme, but everyone does things like that where they're like, okay, if I want to change or break down this structure where it is now, and I want to create this new structure, I have to take things to the extreme level, break this down, and then build this.
But just because it's such major change, which is a different word, because you're using
I'm just saying
when
that
when he starts doing things that affect me or affect people in the US a certain type
no.
of way, then it's extreme. But right now it's not.
How is because it affects you now it's extreme? How does the word extreme define the definition mean affect me?
No, but to me right now, the things that he's doing does not seem extreme because people lives are not affected who live in the US.
They could be.
It could be, but it's not there yet. So once it is there, all I can do is talk about the
I
things that
don't
are
think
going
that's what
on.
extreme means. I think extreme means you taking a drastic or doing something far exceeding than what somebody would normally do. He did something extreme because no one else has ever done that. Ever, even in their maybe I guarantee presidents served 8 years and they never got them signed that much executive orders.
Bro, all he did was decided to basically spend some more time not at the ball or before the ball, just to sign some more executive orders. The same 24 hours that every other president had on their first day. They just decided to
Every other
use
president had what on their first day?
actually 12 hours.
What?
They go into office at 12 p.m.
Uh-huh.
Okay, every president had the same 12 hours. He just uses on differently. He said he gonna sign more stuff.
Okay, and I just said that was extreme.
Oh my god. I don't agree it's extreme until like people in the country, because of his motto trying to make America
I
great
think he took
again.
drastic measures. He did some shit that no one else would have done. That is literally the definition of extreme.
Okay, babe. So I'm gonna move on to the next one that he talked about, and then the birthright citizenship in the United States for any of the immigrants who lack like legal status, and then they came here and had a kid. Like that kid is not going to be owned by the U.S. states. Like you are not a U.S. citizen even though you were born on U.S. soil. Um, hey, I'm not affected by it. I think people know what they're doing when they come to do that. I've even heard people who literally would say, I'm pregnant, so I'm gonna fly and spend the next 6 months in the US just so that I can have a baby here so they can be a US citizen. So people do their extreme shit too, you know? So yeah, like I don't see anything wrong with that rule. Declaring a national emergency on the southern border and other major immigrant orders. So there's an app called CBP, and that's basically the app that the immigration refugees were using in order to gain admissions into the United States. And it was shut down at 12:30, 30 minutes after he came into office, which means for the next 4 months, this nobody from Mexico is going to be able to come into the US as a refugee that way at all. It's shut down for 4 months.
He said I don't know, but all I know is that he didn't get in office the first time, and the second time the majority put him in. So people want drastic change. He signed 50 executive orders. That's exactly what the people wanted.
Making changes in the federal workforce, the president ordered federal workers to come back to their offices. Now, I think this one is extreme. This
What's
is so
extreme?
extreme.
What?
You want people to come back to work full time. All federal workers must return to in office working.
What's wrong with that?
Man, we could do some of these things,
They could be
cool.
doing some type of espionage at home,
You know
like
what?
spying with other governments and shit.
To be a federal worker, sometimes you don't even have to.
What if he not talking about the ones who not like just because you click quote unquote work for the government? What if he talking about like actual like classified type work, like no, you have to work in office.
Well, it says that the action Trump signed directs agency heads to take all necessary steps to terminate remote work arrangement and require employees to return to work in person at their respective duty stations on a full-time basis, provided that the department agency heads shall make exemptions they deem necessary.
Okay.
So I agree, if you're dealing with classified shit. And to be honest, I actually don't agree because healthcare people who have all your information, they be on the phone working from hello, can I help you with all your social security numbers, blah 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 blah. They have all your information. So they work from their house and they can't take their computer
That's
and work
different. That's
anywhere
your
else.
information. That ain't the government information.
But that's what I'm saying. Some of the things they could do to protect it. But I get it. I understand. But I just don't think like all of the jobs. For instance, what what's a simple federal job?
A simple federal job.
Like is working for
You could
like
work for Boeing, like for an airplane company, just building planes, and that's a federal job.
hmm.
You could work for like a lot of different companies you probably didn't know,
What
and
about
that's a federal job.
if you need clearance for the job? Hell yeah, you
Like
need
for
to work in
example, you could
office.
work for the airport TSA. That's a federal job.
So, some if you yeah, I think some of them yes, and some of them if you need clearance, you need to you should probably work in office. If you don't need clearance, then why the hell is it so important? Why can't I just make sure that I work at my desk and I don't take my computer out and I'm on a secured line hooked up to the internet and we're straight to go. All right, let's see what else. Let's see what else. He's withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement, so yep, which is no longer.
We ain't with that green shit, bro.
Oh my God, I'm all about green,
Fuck that.
bro. I just want to say I'm such an advocate for greenery. Like,
Well, you was saying you over here sucking Trump dick. He ain't with that shit. He finna fuck that green
so
shit.
then, and then weaponization of the federal government. So there's a directive order to the U.S. Attorney General and the Director of National Intelligence to review potential misconduct within the Justice Department, the Securities and Exchange Commissions, the Federal Trade Commission, and the Intelligence Committee, all in the past 4 years, just Biden administration. We're gonna find some shit and we're gonna take them down. That's what that feels like.
Yeah,
But
because that's what they did to him.
hey,
That's literally what they did to
I
him.
I don't I don't got nothing to
That's why
say.
Biden part of his whole family. Like, oh,
You already know what's going
yeah,
on.
he's
You
a
better come
fuck,
fuck us up.
fuck that.
Did he pardon his grandkids? It was a joke. It was a
I
joke.
doubt they did anything illegal,
It was a joke. It was just a
but if I
joke.
was Trump, lock their ass up too.
So Trump ordered his administration to delay enforcing a federal ban against TikTok. I can't believe this one made it on the list so easily, but it's an easy one. He also issued clemency to the U.S. Capitol riot individuals for January 6th and 2021. Well, 2021. He only recognizes two sex now, so it is going to be male or female. Look,
Good.
I don't have any argument with this, so it's not my fight. Expanding American energy production, rolling back Biden environmental and climate regulations. So I want to talk a little bit about this. And he actually mentions here an executive order in Alaska would support liquefied natural gas export and the exploration of oil, gas, and critical minerals. Do you guys know what that critical mineral is?
Crack.
Boy,
What?
the critical mineral is actually nickel. I told you guys this yesterday. I've been saying this. So the US imports 100% of its nickel. They only in 2020
What we use nickel for? Computers and shit.
we use nickel to make smart cars. We use nickel to make um
Computers and shit.
energy. You need some of it for that too, but you need it to make smart car chips.
Man, nigga, I got some nickel, bro. I got some nickel for them niggas,
Oh my God.
man.
So, the fact that he actually mentions Alaska here, I want people to remember that you can go look up the stuff. I think it's AMCE,
You can start digging in your backyard for nickel.
ACME. Just look up the nickel. Just look up the nickel stuff. There are a lot of Elon Musk bought land in there. There are a lot of like really big people who bought
So
land.
nickel's the new platinum.
They're gonna start exploiting it. Yeah,
Nickel.
yeah. We import 100% of it
So
right
why we
now.
make nickels? Why we using it as money? Or
Man, don't
is
ask
nickels made
me.
of nickel?
That's a good question. Is nickel coins made of nickel?
He said, I got 10 nickels in my car right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? Like, are our coins made of nickel? Like, what are we talking about right
No, it's made up of 75% copper and 25% nickel. We learn something new every day, right, guys?
now?
So this was a cool one to me. He withdrew us from the World Health Organization. Now, just hear me out on this. Now, when he spoke about it,
Wait,
then
whoa. Why are we doing that, though?
all right. So let me read what it says. The president
Oh,
directed
no,
his
you got to say
admin.
we pulling out of who? Because it's funny.
Oh, we pulling out of who?
Yeah, you got to say that. That's
Right. So we're
hilarious.
pulling out of who? The president directed his administration to begin taking the steps to withdraw the country from the who. Right. So
No, you got to say from who?
from who? The agency founded the United Nations to promote health around the world. Trump's action Monday ordered that notifications be sent to WHO about the country's intention to withdraw, to stop paying the
This is funny.
to stop paying WHO or providing the organization support and resources, and resign as U.S. government employees working there. Now, I agree with this. Now, just hear why I agree with it. China, which have more people than us.
He said we're pulling out of who because we have financially supported over 40% of the funding, while other
Yeah,
countries
and that's what
don't.
I'm about to say right now. China, who have more people than us, paying about like 30 billion. We paying 502 billion. Like, bitch, what? What? How we have, how that math is adding? That don't add up to me. So I agree with that shit. We could take that shit and start our own who. We could call it what?
Yeah, we can put all that funding and make sure that just make America's
Great again.
medical team is as great as it could be,
Yeah.
and then the other countries that just have to catch up because if they're not going to fund it and then do the same things we're doing, then isn't that what you were saying about your pet peeves earlier? Like people not doing the same thing you're doing.
You just heard what I said. I agree with it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
It matched my pet peeve, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I really agree with that. I don't see why we pay more.
I feel the same way though.
Yeah, like why we have to pay more?
Yeah.
Let's see what else it had. Other derivatives, no, it's directives. The
Or two.
president signed several other executive orders and actions, so directing members of his administration to assess several aspects of U.S. trade involving Mexico, China, Canada, investigating the cause of U.S. trade deficit. He's issuing or he's barring the censorship of American citizens. So he's issuing a directive barring the censorship of American citizens, constitutionally protect speech by the federal government. So this order specifically accuses the federal government of infringing on protected speech under the guise of combating misinformation. So now he's saying, bitch, we can tell the news whatever we want. Freedom of speech.
Oh, that's fucked up. I don't like that one.
Freedom of speech.
That means Fox News could just lie all day and say whatever they
I
want to
know.
say.
So now this is where I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say defamation of character. That's freedom of speech. Who gives a fuck? It's my freedom, my speech.
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
Yeah. So there'll be no more defamation of character because it's my freedom of speech.
That's
I can say whatever the fuck I want.
I don't like that one.
Um. I. I don't. I don't.
I don't like that one. That one gotta go to the Supreme Court. I don't like that one.
I don't. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I just. I just already know like I hope somebody else who is well off can start up some kind of way to try to capture real news because we're not only in this generation where we could just get misinformation, but AI can also fuck that shit up because they could just make, quick videos of people who are prominently known and like, yo, did they say that? Like, how will we know? It could be AI. It's not even them.
All right, so
So
imagine this, right? Somebody can't get you arrested, they can't do nothing to you, but they got enough money to pay the news station every morning to wake up every morning and be like, you know, there's this girl named Max who has this podcast and she sucks. We hate that girl. And you're like, you know what? Today she killed a puppy, and then tomorrow they're like, another puppy dead. Max killed that. And you're like, what the fuck? The news is talking shit about me every morning, but meanwhile, it's your neighbor paying them $500 every day to talk shit about you. But
look,
I'm just saying that's freedom of speech.
bro, something is really wrong with me, you know.
Well,
Because I can totally see myself waking up every morning, making a cup of tea, and being like, "Oh, what are they gonna talk about me today?"
I'm just
I
saying.
will sit there, eat my breakfast, and drink my tea. Like I have no issue with this. Like,
I'm just saying, man.
okay, so what does he say? By allowing people to say what they actually feel allows us to actually get through things and see other people's point of view.
That's not true. That allows people to lie on you and talk fucking nonsense and say whatever and say they was eating the dogs, they was eating the cats and shit.
Oh,
And
thanks to God, I love this sweater too.
you motherfucker can say whatever. And motherfucker, you gonna say no, they was eating the dogs, they was eating the cats. Yeah, until they say you was the motherfucker eating the dogs and cats.
Be like, oh no, no. So don't
Then
put
you
no
yeah,
names.
then you gonna be like, oh, I don't need no dog cat. God damn.
So just don't use names. So you could say,
No,
just don't use
I'm
the
just
name.
saying, like motherfuckers be like, oh, you should be able to say what you want because oh, we can actually get through things. No, motherfuckers gonna lie and deceive and cheat and steal and do. They not gonna just hash it out.
Mm. And next thing he did, he revoked security clearances held by former National Security Advisor John Bolton and the former intelligence official who signed on to a letter calling the Hunter Biden laptop story Russian disinformation. I'm cool with that. Granting interim security clearances to give personnel on his list, so there's a list he gave to the White House Counsel. I don't even know who's on that list, but they get security clearance. That's crazy. I want to see that list. I'm going to have to find it. Directing his administration to make recommendations to beautify federal civic architecture. I'll take it. Implementing a 90-day pause in U.S. foreign development assistance so the administration can align to aid towards Trump foreign policy goals. Yo, hear that? We have 30 days to align his foreign policy goals. All right. So next 3 months there should be a lot of change. Starting the process of renaming the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America, they established the Department of Government Efficiency that orders organization and renames the United States Digital um, Service as the United States Dual Service. I do want to say something on this. Elon Musk had said originally that he can save $6.5 billion, $2 billion each year, and now it went down to 1 billion. So I'm this one. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be that bitch and say this shit. Um, it's only one day since this shit happened, and you just dropped $1 whole million off from your goal for the like not even $1 million off. Instead of $2 million each year, is now $1 million, which means you drop $4 million billion off the goal. That's cool. I want to see how much you actually do save. Now I think it could be even less because why say you can do two if you then drop it down to one? That's a big change. You didn't say like 1.5, 1.75. You were like 2 to 1. So now it might just be half to me. That's how my brain works. If you lie to me once, then you're gonna lie to me again. Let's see what else. Um,
That nickel shit crazy, bro. Boy, I got that nickel, boy.
Let me talk. Let me see the nickel stuff.
Yeah, boy.
Nickel in
I'm gonna
Alaska.
start going to the government like, hey, yeah, I got nickel. I found a whole bunch of nickel
Oh my God. They don't.
in my backyard.
So I gotta talk to you guys about this story with a nickel in Alaska because when I found out about this story again, it was during COVID.
Hold up, it's a big, thick nickel. Oh my god. Woo-hoo. You say that the wrong way, boy. Woo! Captain Nickelback. That shit's a big, thick nickel. Woo.
All right, so let me talk about this a little bit. So the name of the stock is AEMC. Again, AEMC. and that is just Alaska energy metals. He literally mentioned Alaska energy metals. This is it. I just want to point this out to people. Um, the reason that I believe this is such a big thing, the guy who originally had discovered this project found it in 2020. You can look it up. I don't remember his name. He founded it in 2020. And then he sold the rights to the project and the land to the government in 2021, I believe, or in 2020, at the end of 2020. And then he bought it back. He bought the rights back in 2022 or 2023 when he realized, oh shit, what did I just do? And then he started to pick the project back up to do those things. Now, when he decided to pick the project back up, then you had all these prominently well known people I really actually listen to start buying land around his land. All the land around the land that he bought, they bought in hopes that maybe they will also find deposits, because if it's that near, it's quite possible. So I just want to bring this to people's attention because, again, we import 100% of our nickel. And this, Alaska, is the only place that we have found nickel and a way to actually, safely get it out. So they started their fracking process so that they can see how much they can extract and do what they have to. And I would say probably within the next few years it's gonna grow to what it has to grow to. But we use nickel and we currently
Wait, they're fracking Alaska? Alaska's beautiful. You know how much animals
I
they're going
think
to displace from all this fracking? I
I'm
thought you
actually
loved the environment.
I do love the environment.
So you want them to frack Alaska?
Let me make sure I'm saying this right. I'm spelled tonight.
Damn. You said what? It's supposed to be the coldest day in like 40 years tonight. You turn
Mm,
the heat up to like 79?
8. Okay.
No, no, 76. I'm just playing.
Mm, okay, maybe I shouldn't use the word fracking. They are drilling though. It's big
Okay.
shit they're
You
drilling.
know what fracking is, though, right?
Yeah, they're big drilling and they're doing a lot of drilling shit so that they could get what they need from it.
I'm saying fracking Alaska is crazy. That's like, it's almost like fracking the Amazon.
It's a large scale fracking comes from the Arctic and a new Alaska oil boom.
They fucking need to stop that shit.
So AEM re-energizes the Nikolai Nickel project. Oh, this is awesome. This is so awesome. Now the stock is real cheap. Let's see. Alaska Energy Metal is positioning itself to supply domestic markets with a source of critical and strategic metals. Berisha said when AEM made its debut earlier last year, which would have been 2023, located in the US, the intent was to help North America transition to electrical power for vehicles and other rechargeable battery powered products. But y'all gotta remember, Trump also took that shit off the table. He said, y'all, we not only gonna have electric cars, you can buy any car you want. So it's no longer a mandate by 2025 or 2026, whatever year, or 2030, I believe it was, to go fully electric. So the Nikolai area of eastern Alaska first lit up in the 1990s. One hole drill claims that a 5.2-meter cut is averaging about zero point 0.1 nickel. I'm gonna say what I say. 0.71 nickel, 0.54 copper, cobalt, and this is all grams per ton, platinum, palladium. So again, it's just a lot of things that they can use for other resources. And Even though the Eureka Zone core contained consistent nickel over widths of 130 to 270 meters, they did some kind of test and they realized there's a lot more than they suspected.
Yep. I mean, that's mad crazy. All that niggas out there, man. It's a whole bunch of niggas out there in Alaska. I didn't know there was a lot of them out there.
What the fuck are you talking about? I said nickel.
Yeah, I'm talking about my bad. I'm talking about nickel. There's a whole bunch of nickel out there in Alaska. That's mad crazy. The metals, the metal industry.
Alrighty, let's see what else. I don't really have a name today because I didn't really watch the news like that. I was busy, so I don't really like have too
So that
much to
made me
say.
so curious. Is like, why the fuck is a nickel called a nickel? But
Why is a nickel called a nickel if it's not made up of 100% nickel?
I'm just curious. What, they don't say some mathematical shit. She put 100% in everything. Like, why don't you just say?
The name nickel was introduced because the coin composition contained a significant amount of nickel at the time.
Mm, mm. Okay. I'm just sitting there thinking, like, what? All right.
Okay.
You talk about some of the conspiracy theories was y'all best days.
Oh.
That's fucked up, bro. Don't try to make them take the message back now, bro.
No, I do believe conspiracy theories are awesome. Again, yesterday was president's election. Today I had work shit to deal with, so
There's only so much conspiracy theories you can talk about.
actually that's not
You
true.
can't base a podcast on conspiracy theories, bro.
Yeah, well, since you want to talk about conspiracy theory, so here's my conspiracy theory. Okay. They say that we shouldn't stand in front of a microwave because we'll get hit with these rays, right? Like, gamma rays,
What?
beta waves, like those type of waves,
I
microwave.
thought a microwave was microwaves.
Yes, a microwave. I was
Okay.
just naming the rest of the waves. I just named other
Those are
examples.
microwaves too?
No, it's waves.
Where those waves come from?
Take the piece, the wave is at the end of the word and the first half of the
Yeah, but you
thing.
was all like gamma and shit. Where
Yeah,
them
because
coming
it's
from?
other waves.
From where?
Ultraviolet rays.
Okay.
Okay, you understand rays at the end, but there are other things.
But
There's a spectrum.
but you get them from come stand in front of the microwave?
No,
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what you was talking about. Might stand in front of the microwave.
I'm saying they tell you when it's not good to stand in front of a microwave. And the reason I was saying, well, why does that even matter is because UV light is actually a higher wavelength and more energy than a microwave. So why do you get more affected by smaller waves if UV light is more waves?
That's a conspiracy theory.
UV light rays.
I mean,
Microwave.
I'm pretty sure the sun emits UV light and microwaves. So I don't know. They say I'm out. Um,
All right, so it says we have radio waves at 100 nanometers, microwaves at 1000 nanometers. Then we talk about infrared, ultraviolet, all these things, right? Now we know X-ray is bad, but visible light is actually
I'm
oh
confused.
oh no. So a microwave is higher than a visible light, than UV light. Is 600 nanometers and the ultralight is 495. But when you put it, because of how they have put it on the scale, I always thought that it was more. I thought, it's a scale.
Uh, So when you stand in front of Mike, I'm still confused of what this was.
Okay, why shouldn't you stand up?
So if they was bigger, what that's supposed to mean? I mean, I don't know. I was just trying to understand what you're talking about. I know I ain't the only. I couldn't be the only person. After that, we invite people to podcast one day so somebody can sit here and listen to you sometime, and I'm not the only one sitting here like what you're talking about.
I was talking about just waves.
But what? Why though? You saying that they kill you?
Yeah, they affect
But
you.
where you gonna finna get them run into some gamma waves?
Who said anything about who talked more about gamma waves from just the
You said,
mention of?
all right. So what's the waves we need to look out for?
I just said I can't understand why microwave actually affects human if ultraviolet rays are higher than a microwave. And then when I looked at the scale, I just said that even though it's a scale, it's not actually rated on a scale level like most. They just put the stuff there. So UV light is actually 550 meters, and
Hmm.
microwaves are actually 600, which is more. So now I get it.
So
But
radio waves should kill us.
yeah,
So when we ride in a car, we're actually done.
I don't know. I can't answer that. This is the thing here. It's kind of confusing to me. I gotta figure it out. But I was just like, why are we affected by that? I have to see it. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you was on my phone. Um, that's what I was saying. I'm like, according to your logic, that means radio waves kill us. So,
Let's see, the
um,
radio waves kill you.
they make your fucking eyes pop out, bro. I've seen it. I know it.
What do you mean?
They make you spontaneously
Not a
combust.
hazard to human life. I mean, human health.
Or we get radio waves from our phones?
You didn't know that?
No.
That's why they say don't charge your phone and go to sleep with it by your head.
I don't charge my phone in my head. You meant under your pillow? That's by
No,
your
under your
head.
foot.
Oh, I was just thinking about by my head, and I was like, oh wait, I have charged my phone under my pillow though. That's normal.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't have anything to talk about because
I
I
mean,
just
we
want to
ended
listen
our
to you.
pod last night at 10:30. We about 10:30 now.
Okay, let's do it. I'll come
Uh,
prep tomorrow.
all right. Thank you everybody for watching, man.
Thank
Please
you
make sure you
guys.
like and subscribe. This is the OD podcast. I'm Wavy, and
I'm Max, and we do a better job tomorrow. It's been a long day.
yeah, tomorrow will be better. All right.
Bye.
Deuces.